Input on that level.
So Hare Krishna, recording is started. Thank you, Nikunjas Prabhu. Hare Krishna, we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Prem Padmini Mataji from Bangalore, India. And Mataji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam 8.17.9. So Hare Krishna Mataji.
No, 8.17.9.
Yes, ma'am. 17 point. Sorry. So please take over the call now. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Sri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramanandamaadavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanjanashalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaः Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminate Namne Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaurkata Dhamdaya Nagar Gram Tarni Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminate Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvisesh Sunyavadi Paschat Deshtarni Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shat Vedgadadar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are in Canto 8, Chapter 17, Text 9, which is okay. Vishvaya Vishwa Bhavana Sthiti Samyamaya Swairam Grihita Purushakti Gunaya Bhumine Swastaya Shashwad Upabhramita Purna Bodha Vyapadithatma Tamase Haraye Namaste. My Lord, you are the all pervading universal form, the fully independent creator, maintainer, and destroyer of this universe. Although you engage your energy in matter, you're always situated in your original form and never fall from that position, for your knowledge is infallible and always suitable to any situation. You are never bewildered by illusion. O my Lord, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi 2.117, it is said, Siddhanta Siddhanta Bhaliya Chittena Karakalasa Ihahaite Krishne Lage Sudrida Manasa. Anyone trying to become fully Krishna conscious must know the Lord's glories as far as they are possible to understand. Here Aditi hints at these glories. The universe is nothing but the external potency of the Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.4. Maya tatam idam sarvam. Whatever we see in this universe is but an expansion of the potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as the sunshine and heat, all of the universe are expansions of the sun. When one surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he surpasses the influence of the illusory energy. For the Supreme Lord, being fully wise and being situated in the heart of everyone, especially in the heart of the devotee, gives one intelligence by which one is sure never to fall into illusion. So, this is beautiful verse and purport in glorification of the Lord by Aditi when she has the darshan of the Lord after her vrata, payu vrata, which she did, not only just subsisting on milk, but she was also controlling her senses and trying to concentrate on the Lord. And then When she was able to do that, then the Lord appeared before her after being pleased by her tapasya. And then, so she's glorifying him. Uh, so, so that was a ritualistic ceremony, whatever he told her, but with full undiverted attention, Aditi thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Thus, she performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Payuvrata. So, in the rituals are not so important. What is most important is that she was able to think about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that is what pleased the Lord. And He appeared. That's I mean, the success of one's whatever tapasya or sadhana, everything is when we can actually see the Lord. So here said the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, dressed in yellow garments and bearing a conch shell disc club and lotus in his four hands, then appeared before Aditi. So this is the, I mean, a real success in whatever devotional service we are doing is when we can actually see the Lord. Until then, we should think that, I'm still not achieved perfection. I've got so many things to purify myself from. And so we must be fixed in this thing. After all, Aditi is in the material world, though in the heavenly planet. So she is very much very exalted, and she's the mother of all the devatas. And so she's very much in the mode of goodness, though she has this contamination of identifying with the body. And that is why, and she's also the wife of a great exalted rishi like Kashyapa Muni. He is also conditioned because he's a rishi. He's not a pure devotee. He has some, though he is very much in the mode of goodness, but still, this seeing separately from Krishna slightly is there. But the wonderful thing about the Devatas is that whenever they are in a problem, they approach the Lord and surrender to Him. They take it as the opportunity to concentrate their minds on Krishna. This is real intelligence. She was also in great trouble because I mean, the Asuras, headed by Bali Maharaja, had taken away the entire kingdom, Swargaloka, and her sons were just wandering without a home. She was very distressed. And she asked her husband to tell how to please, I mean, how to get back. And husband said, only by pleasing the Supreme Personality of God it you can achieve anything. And he gave her the ritual also, and she performed exactly as he had said. But it was not just the rituals. She knew that we have to please the Lord. How? By thinking of Him. So, even whatever devotional service we do, it should not remain just a ritual, just the motions we do. Okay, every day I get up, sit and chant. My hands are moving, my fingers are moving, the beads are moving, and my lips are muttering something, but my mind is somewhere else. That's just a ritual, or and that won't satisfy the Lord. Or we're doing arati, we're doing all the correct things 4 times on the lotus feet, three and two, I mean two and then three and then seven, all all that correct things we're doing. But where is my mind? If it's thinking of all other things, oh, I have to finish this and I have to finish that, I have to go here, and what is that? We're always thinking of other things, then that is not really taking us towards our goal. But here she actually tried to control her senses. That is the most important thing. And by doing whatever tapasya we do, it is in order to control the senses and mind, especially mind. Senses we have devotees, as they progress. The senses are more easy to control. We give up all the sinful activities and so on. We don't, I mean, four regulative principles, and we follow the sadhana. That's very good. If for Kali Yuga, that's a lot. But that is not enough. That is at a very low stage. You can see that unless we, that is very neophyte actually. We are very I mean, we think that if, okay, Prabhupada gave us these four regulative principles and chanting, and he said, you do this and you can go back to God. But it's like, you know, leading us, I mean, leaving us at the steps somewhere, wherever we are, whatever level we are, and then telling, climb the steps now and reach the top. So we don't know how many steps are there for us to climb. And we have to be aware of that goal and not be happy that I'm in the staircase. Sometime I'm or the other, but in the staircase also we can go up and down based on our consciousness. And whatever happens in our life is simply based on the mind, what our mind is at a particular time. According to that, everything appears, manifests. You know, we may it may be because of karma that I have a particular type of mentality, either in tamoguna, rajoguna, or sattva negative or positive, or we're depressed or morose or happy, jolly, whatever. This is according to a karma. We are given a particular type of mentality in a particular birth. But, and so because of that, things also manifest according to our state of mind. Whatever we create, if our mind is happy, according to our mind only things are created. So uh, the example is in the Srimad Bhagavatam. We see that when Brahmaji started creating, first what he created were all the negative things. Among the, not the, yeah, first he created, um, what is that? Mishra, Tamishra, Andatamishra, Moha, Mahamoha, five, a group of negative things he created. And that is all based on darkness, illusion, ignorance. He created all this. And he also, along with that, he created from his buttocks back portion, he created the asuras. And then what he did was, because he created ignorance and illusion, all these are dark things. And so these asuras, they attacked Brahmaji because they were overcome by lust, too much lust, more of passion and ignorance. Asuras are too lusty. So the first sign of homosexuality we see that when Brahmaji created asuras, they attacked him and they wanted to have sex with him. And Brahmaji, they are his children. He only created. So he had affection for them and he was horrified that they were attacking him for in a lusty way. And so he ran to Vishnu and took shelter of him. Oh, my Lord, please help me. And Vishnu said, you give up that mentality, that negative mentality by which you created this. Even though Brahmaji is very much, he's the best person, best Brahmana in this world, in this universe, among all conditioned souls, he's the best Jiva, but still he's got slight traces of all this. Little Tamoguna, Rajoguna is also, he is the in charge of mode of passion, though he is not in the mode of passion, but he gets influenced sometimes, little bit traces. So when he created them, so Vishnu said, you just give up your body. Give up the body means not the physical body, but not the gross body, but the subtle body. And the subtle body consists of the mind. So that mentality, that negative mentality which created this, give it up. So he didn't say anything. He didn't say attack the asuras, or you didn't say. He just said give up this thing. Dirty. Whatever negativity is there, just give it up. So Brahmaji just gave it up, and that is that mohat and the tamishra. All those ignorance and illusion and darkness, all that came out of him, and it manifested outside as the dusk, the sandhya, just before it becomes dark. So a sunset. And the asuras were very attracted by that because they thought it looked like a woman, very beautiful. So the asuras are always attracted by the feminine form. And that is why Lord also, in order to control them, sometimes he takes Mohini avatar. That is the only thing which will work with them. And so then Brahmaji, he wanted to create the rishis and all that. So what did he do? He had to be in the mode of goodness to create them. And so he did tapasya, and he controlled his mind and he was concentrating on the Supreme Lord. And then from his body manifested all the great rishis, Marichi and all the Prajapatis and Kashyapa. So many rishis came from his body. So there is a very close connection between our mind, our body, and the things we do, our activities, and the type of people we are forced to interact with. Everything is dependent on the mind. And normally, in when we are born and we take a certain body according to our karma, we are stuck with that particular mind. It is not permanent, but based on some karma, in a particular lifetime, we get some kind of mind, and that mind is normally very difficult to change. But the only thing which can change is this tapasya, and our tapasya is chanting Hare Krishna mantra, doing devotional service. And the more, and those, I mean, exalted personalities, when they do tapasya, it is not simply the ritual, but he is concentrating his mind, controlling it under him, and he is concentrating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then automatically he became very calm and peaceful, and his mind was very, very beautiful. And from so he could create all wonderful people. So he had the association of nice, nice rishis and all these people. Earlier, because our mind has got all kinds of things. It's not that anybody's mind is completely bad or completely good. It's a mixture, sometimes good, sometimes mixed, sometimes impure. All these things are working. So we have to, but if we do this, that is where chanting and doing devotional service is so important. Some people may not take it so seriously in their youth because they'll think, when I'm a little older now, I will concentrate and try to go back to God. Now I have so many things to do. But even what you're doing, if it has to be in a mode of goodness and a source of happiness for you, for everyone around you, and especially for you, then we have to do it in the mode of goodness. Then all beautiful things happen. So Aditi also, when she was meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then the Lord appeared before her. And she was immediately, because in the mode of goodness, when you have realization of the Supreme Lord, then you feel so happy. She is just, it is not that she's forced to say, she's not saying it out of, oh, it's a rule. If when you see the Lord, you have to glorify him. Like, maybe in the beginning, conditional stage, we may be taught, when you go in front of the deities, you should recite the Brahma Samhita or Purusha Suktam or something or songs, whatever. Then we do it as a matter of duty, but here she imagined seeing the Lord. You cannot, she saw and she had a realization and she was actually glorifying him because she felt it. And so she was telling about, she was seeing him in the material form. How it's very important to understand, especially in the material world. It's very important that we understand how the Lord is working in the material world. Because what we do is we only think about the spiritual world. Okay, that's very good. Our goal should be spiritual, and we know, okay, he's got it. Everything is touchstone and Lakshmis. So many Lakshmis are there, and they're serving him. That's very attractive, and that can help us to concentrate on going back. But what about what is active happening here in the material world? We get very disturbed. Oh, the Lord is in the spiritual world. He is only interested in my spiritual affairs. And what about my material things? And you feel high and dry. Sometimes, I mean, if you don't understand that Krishna's got both energies, material and spiritual. And even though, and here she is saying, although you engage your energy in matter, you are always situated in your original form. So it's not that he engages in material activities over here, or he doesn't engage in material activities, but his energy is taking care and he's watching over it. That doesn't mean he has become contaminated or he's become conditioned by material nature. He is far, far above that. And he said, you're always situated. in your original form and never fall from that position, for your knowledge is infallible and always suitable to any situation. So that's why he's transcendental and he can see things as they are. And that's why you go to Vishnu for any problem, he always comes up with a solution which we can never think of, because he's above all the three modes. And first of all, he's the supreme and he's controlling everything, and he's a well wisher. And because he's beyond the modes, and that's why he can see so clearly. And so she and she was able to fix like that. How could she see? She was very disturbed about her sons. Actually, as a mother, she was very sad and very sad about their situation. So normally what will happen, even when she is chanting, her mind will keep running, oh my dear sons, where are they, what are they doing? But instead, she controlled her mind and she was meditating on the Supreme Lord. How was she able to do that? She was able to do that because she understood that everything material is also controlled by the Lord through his energies, and he is there. It doesn't mean that he gets, oh, maybe, now Bali Maharaja might have satisfied Vishnu, and now he's leaning towards him. What will happen to my sons? She had no this thing. She knows that the Supreme Lord is beyond matter, and yet full trust in him. You're always situated in your original form and never fall from that position, for your knowledge is infallible and always suitable for any situation. This is the only source of hope for us. You see, especially in Kali Yuga, wherever you go, some contamination you'll see, some partiality, something not working, and people don't have faith at all in anything anymore because some contamination, or they will not be interested in you because so much impersonalism. And you really wonder, is somebody, anyone I can go and trust and tell my, like earlier, there were such great rajas, rishis, this thing that they could go and ring the bell, and then the king would, or they would be taken in and they could tell their problem. They had something. Can you, okay, there are institutions, everything is there, court and all that. But really speaking, people, okay, sometimes you're lucky out, you have to take a lot of effort, and many times you may be, some people don't have that kind of support system. So but it may be very difficult, not everyone gets it, and they may be really harassed and they don't know what to do. And sometimes they take the extreme step of suicides. We keep seeing that they take the extreme step of murdering and suicide and all these things. Why? Because they don't have this knowledge about the Supreme Lord, how He is there, everything is working under Him, and how He is concerned about every living entity. He is beyond this, what is happening in this. Because here in the material world, we see that there is bribery, corruption, and politics, and you never know. Even the people who you think are for you, who may, I mean, in the courts also, there's so much of, I mean, you think that, oh, there is justice in the court and all that. Courts are made up of human beings, and some judges get corrupted, they're bribed, and then you don't know that this thing doesn't work in your favor. So, like this, people are sometimes, very much. Disturbed. Where do I go? I mean, here everybody can be corrupted. So, but the Supreme Lord can never be corrupted. He is infallible. This is the hope, that somehow I take shelter of Him and meditate on Him. This is the only solution. Imagine those days in the Satya Yuga when people were not so bad actually. There are so many nice people, or at least, okay, they're all fallible material people, but there were some, at least they're not so bad, not so corruptible and all that. There are great pure devotees also, rishis, they were there. And yet nobody felt, everybody felt that only the Supreme Lord can completely answer my problem. Only he can understand. Like Dhruva Maharaja, his mother said, mother was his well wisher. She said, what I can do, I can maybe call my supporters and we can protest and all that. But No, best thing is you take shelter of Krishna and he will do it wonderfully. Even in Satya Yuga, when there were so many exalted people around, the best solution was always to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. And in Kali Yuga, all the more, we need Krishna. Because in all situations, how things will work out, we don't know. But if we have Krishna in our mind, and we have to do that tapasya, we have to take shelter of him, and then success comes. For Dhruv Maharaj also, and now we see Aditi also, such a wonderful way. She didn't know what's going to happen, what the Lord will do. She didn't know. She saw that Bali Maharaja and the Asuras were very powerful, and they were supported by their guru Shukracharya, and Vishnu himself said that, now the time is favorable for the Asuras, so they had to wait. And the Lord, but because Aditi performed this yajna and prayed to him, then the Lord, okay, he will give a solution. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it now. So anyway, she pleased him, and the Lord appeared. That's it. You have the Lord with you, then what does it matter? He's got his own plans. He knows how to make your life good. That is the faith. That is the only thing which can keep us going, even in Kali Yuga, in every Yuga. He is the only source. It doesn't say only in Kali Yuga there's no other hope, so you go to Krishna. No. Even in Satya Yuga, where people were all very dharmic, very good, and there was a lot of righteousness, still, when there was a problem, perfect people always guided to you go and worship and please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then it's guaranteed that your problems will be solved in a very wonderful way, which will be very beneficial for you and for others also. And because it requires that we situate our mind, bring our mind in the mode of goodness and pure goodness, only you can see the Lord. But at least maybe Krishna, they were all very exalted, so Krishna, and they wanted something very exalted, so she had to meditate till she could see the Lord. Dhruva also, but by chanting Hare Krishna mantra and calming our mind and being very peaceful, and if we can always think of the Lord, then that is what our aspiration should be, even when there are problems. Always we have to think of the Supreme Personality of God. And how can we think about that? We can think, oh, the Lord, He's so spiritual. He is not interested in material things. So, what is the use of telling Him anything? No, the Lord is all pervading. She is saying, she knows because she has full faith in Him, fully independent creator, maintainer, and destroyer of this universe. So everything, creation, maintenance, destruction, everything is under his control, fully independent, that too. He can decide whatever, nobody can tell him anything. Control him. Although you engage your energy in matter, you are always situated in your original form and never fall from that position. For your knowledge is infallible and always suitable to any situation. So it's not that he won't understand certain things and oh no, this is all Kalyuga problems and what the Lord will understand. No, every situation he knows. It's all his energy only. You are never bewildered by illusion. So we are an illusion, and that's why we get bewildered. We think some problem is insurmountable, oh, terrible. And I don't know how this can happen. I myself have to do something. I have to use my intelligence and do. Otherwise, how will it happen? The Lord is all spiritual, and how will He understand my materialist problems? So, this is due to illusion and due to ignorance. And by controlling our mind, then we can situate the mind in thinking about the Lord and taking shelter of Him, like Aditi did. And then the Lord is pleased, He will be ready to help us. That is the only way, that's the best way. And we'll not be satisfied otherwise because when our mind is in the mode of passion and we're thinking about the problems and this and that, and I have to do something, and they're angry with somebody or taking revenge or feeling sorry or feeling pity for us, all these emotions, when it's attacking our mind, then it cannot be quiet. And even if we are satisfied, say we just pray to the Lord a little and then he fulfilled our desires. But our mind will not be satisfied. It will always hanker for something else, or there might be another problem coming up, and always it's in a disturbed state. But on the other hand, when we control our mind and senses and surrender to Krishna, then even when it gets solved, the problem, like with Dhruva Maharaja, that's it, no more problems. He didn't have any other problems after that. He never went to the Lord asking for anything. Just once he went and he got the Lord, and then that's it, finished. His life was successful. So that is the beauty of taking shelter of the Lord. That whatever he does is so perfect that we'll be satisfied and we don't need to depend on anybody else. Otherwise, our mind will always be wandering and wavering and thinking of so many things, still disturbed, still hankering. What's the point? But even they are not pure devotees, still they know that to achieve anything, you have to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Aditi did not become a pure devotee after this. She still had material desires for her children and for, whatever in this material world. So still, but they are very intelligent that they approach the Lord for everything. So they're very exalted. Anyone trying to become fully Krishna conscious must know the Lord's glories as far as they are possible to understand. We cannot understand everything about the Lord, but whatever is given in the scriptures, the bare minimum, I mean, how this universe has come into being, how the Lord is, from the beginning, it came into being only because of the Lord. And all the ingredients have manifested from Him, from His energy, and how the creation took place, and how He is situated everywhere as the Paramatma. And He is in my heart also as the Paramatma. Witness to all my activities and my thinking and everything. He is aware of all my what I'm going through. We need not think that, oh, how will the Lord, He's so exalted as if He can understand what I'm going through. It's all a material emotion and He may not understand. He understands everything perfectly because everything is coming from Him. Illusion is also coming from Him. So, so we should understand Krishna like that. How He is able to, everything is working under His directions only. And if we don't take shelter of Him, then karma will catch up. I mean, then Maya will be controlling us. Our lives will move according to our karmas. And then, sometimes good, sometimes bad. Both times we are not happy because we are doing in ignorance, either goodness, passion, or ignorance. But goodness is always enlightening, but it's always mixed with passion and ignorance. Mind is not fully satisfied. Mind can be fully satisfied only when it is going towards Krishna, to understanding Him. When we understand the position of the Lord, about all His energies, how everything is working, and when we are situated in the self, which is what we're trying. Every day, Prabhupada has given us this program so that we set out of the house or any activity we do with our minds under some control. Otherwise, how people have no control. Their emotions are let loose, and anything happens, and then people have all these fights and quarrels, and they take extreme. They may be nice people, but then sometimes they don't have control over their emotions. So we do this program which keeps us in a sane. Prabhupada said 16 rounds you're chanting just to remain a human being. That is not spiritual. That's not enough. I mean, if you simply chant Hare Krishna mantra and following four regulative principles, that is not enough. That is okay. He said that is enough for being a human being. Otherwise, till then, we're not even a human being. And then he said, actually, you're supposed to chant 64 rounds, but because you can't chant 64 rounds, you are changing your intention. You are changing your intention to
Mataji, you are not audible.
beyond that. We have to go beyond thinking that I'm a human being. We have to think I'm soul. So for that, we have to know more about the Lord. We have to understand how He's situated in us. And that's why when our devotional service should be more meditative. And whatever we see, or externally, when we have to interact with material energy also. We are not like the Mayavadis who run away from everything. Everything is Maya, Maya. I don't want anything. I'll just go away from everything so that I don't have to face all this and I can just chant all the time. This is what Arjuna told Krishna. This is too bewildering, my Lord. I don't want to fight with my relatives. I'm not at all for what is happening. I, I'll just give up. I don't want kingdom or anything. I'll go to the forest and do meditation. But Krishna said, don't think you're very clever and you can escape. Because when you go to the forest, you will not be thinking about me. Your mind will be here. So better to be here and think about me rather than go there and think about this war. And he gave him the process of how to think about Krishna and do your work. He said, Ma manusmara yujjasva. Think of me and do your work. So that is why our so every day we come close to thinking about Krishna. Our chanting should be meditative, our reading, our doing devotional service. Everything should take us to our inner self, which is beyond the mind. If we are in the mental platform, mind will be overactive and keep on going on something or the other, and our minds will not be able to concentrate on Krishna. Lips may be chanting his name, but half the time we are meditating on something else. That happens because we're not hearing the holy name. Prabhupada is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's made is very simple, the process of self-realization. Just hear the holy name. That's it. You're associating with Krishna. And you can overcome Maya. It's so simple. But mind is exercising its control over us and saying, no, 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 what about that problem, this problem? Spiritual is all okay. What about this immediate problem, immediate work? And mind is constantly harassing us. But when we understand that when I have Krishna with me, all material things also will work. Don't bother. I'm not worried. I'm only going to associate with Krishna when I'm chanting so that throughout the day he's with me. Then I don't have to worry. Everything will happen at the right time. Everything gets done. Yeah, everything. That is why, even though Krishna, he is the one who created time, right? We see in the universe, everything is working perfectly on time. Not even a fraction of second delay in anything. All the planets moving at the right time, sun exact time only he rises every day. Everything is happening. And here we are supposed to do everything according to time. That is like, whatever rituals we do, even our sadhana and Brahma Muhurtam, you should do chanting Gayatri mantra 3 times in a day at at particular whatever times. So everything is according to time. But Krishna in Vrindavan, he never keeps time because Radharani will be waiting and he'll slowly come. Something he will do, or he will something. So ultimately, everything happens, or we see when it's his turn to do things for us. We want all good things to happen at the right time. And it's not in our control. It happens in its own time, which Krishna decides is the right time. But things will happen at the right time. Everything will happen good, but we are impatient and we think, why not right now? So time is something, even though it is perfect. Time, it is a temporary thing. Time does not exist in the spiritual world. It consists of eternal time. Over here, we have material time, which is based on, every atom, and everything is so very precise like that, if materially. But, uh, you know, we have to, when we surrender to Krishna, then things happen. You try to keep time, but there are so many things you have to think about, right? If you want to be exactly and precise like a clock, you have to do work like a machine. Then what happens? There are so many things you have to not bother about. You miss out on certain things, right? So that is why in the Vedic thing, we are very surrendered, and sometimes, things are in Vedic thing, they're not so much okay. There is muhurtam, there is some time given, not exactly that dot. You have to do the muhurtam. There, you're given some 40 minutes time, muhurtam. That time, within that time, you are supposed to do. So, so when we are surrendered to Krishna, and you also try to keep time, but you just surrender to Him, and everything fits like a jigsaw. Things happen at the right time. That is spiritual energy, internal energy. By chanting Hare Krishna mantra, it goes from material time to spiritual time. Because when you are when you're in the external energy, you're very, very, you know, strained and anxious and stressed. Oh, you keep looking at the watch. Oh, things have to happen precisely. Otherwise, what will happen? People become impatient, angry, and think that, but that is not the Vedic culture. We try to keep to time, but we have to be surrendered. Things don't happen the way we want. We want everything has to come at the perfect time and so on. But if you leave it to Krishna, spiritual time is things come. I mean, things may get delayed, and actually, you'll see it got delayed because of a particular reason. And good thing it got delayed. Otherwise, something else would be, not working. So Krishna looks after everything. It is not just you use your own intelligence, you get limited success. But you leave it to Krishna, then he sees so many things. He's that is what is his job, right? He's looking after the entire universe, how many souls and all the activities of all the souls. He's making everything work. So he's very expert in that. And we have to leave it to him. We do our part. Krishna says, you think of me and do your job. But what the results will come, that is all up to me. And I will see. And actually, he is only doing. We are secondary doers and we think we are only doing. That is the illusion. But actually, we are with Narayan. Nara and Narayan together. We are always paired with him. We cannot do anything on our own. Impossible. Brahmaji also, he was created for the sake of creation, right? He was the first being who came on the lotus, but he could not do anything in the beginning. He was bewildered. He kept looking everywhere, went all around and turned his face all, where am I? What am I supposed to do? He went down in the lotus stem, started looking for somebody or something. How will I know what to do? And he just heard the word tapa, tapa, when he went near the Lord's abdomen. And then he understood immediately and he came and did tapasya. And after that, the Lord appeared before him and guided him throughout in all his activities. And he prayed also, please be always with me and guide me and never let me think that I'm independent or I did something. That kind of illusion, please let me not get into. That is the danger, especially in the material world. Mode of passion. He was dealing with mode of passion because he was only creating material bodies. It's not that he was creating the Atmas. Atmas are with Vishnu only. Atmas are part of Vishnu. And they come from his abdomen. They are all put into Prakriti. And Brahmaji is only creating their bodies for them. So that is mode of passion activity actually. Though he is very much in the mode of goodness, but because he is engaging in the mode of passion activity, mode of passion can also exercise its effect on him. And so he may start thinking, see, I know everything. I'm conscious, aware of this entire universe, and I'm created everything here. He can wrongly think like that. Though normally he doesn't. In fact, when Narada Muni asked him, we see in the second canto, Narada Muni asked, I see you always meditating. I have been thinking, I see you creating everything and maintaining and doing all the activities in this universe. So I have a feeling that, I mean, he is his father also, and I feel that you are only the supreme. But is there someone most superior to you whom you are meditating upon? So Brahma said, it's illusion to think I'm the supreme. I am always meditating on the Supreme Lord, and by His mercy only I'm able to do everything. So he was saying that only because of illusion, when we are in Maya, we think Brahmaji is supreme. But when we are surrendered to Krishna, we'll understand everybody's position, who is Vishnu, who is Brahma, who is Shiva, who are all the living entities. Everything one is able to understand only when we surrender to Krishna. So that, and Brahmaji also, because in the creation, at some point he had a little bit of pride, a little bit. That is not just every other day. Sometime in his long life, he had, so he could not recognize Krishna, and he thought that this small boy is God. He's just running around like a kid and without wearing any sandals, also with his friends, and he's having curd rice in his left hand and he's eating it, and then he's taking all juta things from his friends and is sitting with them and eating. How can this be God? Because he was so used to seeing Narayana in his all majestic features, and Narayana in the Vaikuntha Dham also. Of course, he's seeing Garbhodakshai Vishnu, who's very, very regally lying down on Ananta Sesha. He is, like that. And God means he had only experience of that. So actually, he was not fully wrong. But what he could have done was meditated and asked the Lord to tell him, or he could have gone to Garbhodakshai Vishnu himself and asked, is Krishna that supreme? Are you? I mean, he could have asked anybody. I mean, because for him, he was the first. So Lord was directly, he was his guru also. Chaitya Guru, Brahmaji's first living entity. So his guru is directly the Lord. So he could have prayed to him and tell, is that you, Krishna? I mean, is that the supreme Lord? He could have meditated. But in mode of passion, what happens? You want to solve everything yourself. So he thought, okay, let me test. Let me take all his friends and hide him in the cave, the calves and the friends in the cave, and let's see what he does. If he's God, he'll manage everything. But if he's not, then I'll know he's not God. So this is testing the Lord is too much, right? Um, and so because of that, the Lord was, Brahmaji had to do tapasya. He felt very bad. And he had to do tapasya. He went to Mayapur Dham and he was doing tapasya, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared before him. And then he said, don't worry, you can appear as Haridas Thakur, and so on. So we don't see Indra, he also offended the Lord by pouring rain and he tried to murder all the Vrajvasis. Brahmaji didn't try to murder them. But why no punishment for Indra and punishment for Brahma is because Indra Dev, by his pastime, what happened? Krishna, in fact, was very happy because he came close to the Vrajavasis for 7 days. They were spending all the time together, and he could see Radharani all the time, and all the Brajvasis had association with him. So he was very happy, in a very happy mood. So he was not angry so much with Indra. But Brahmaji, he separated his devotees from him, and that is the reason. So, like that, he did. I mean, this is what is illusion, which can come to anybody. Illusion is so powerful because it's the external energy of the Lord. And in this material world, we have to be constantly aware that everything about the Lord's manifestation everywhere. Otherwise, illusion will take over. We'll start losing, we'll start doubting. When we set outside and when we see the material world in working in a very, precise way with all the technological advancement and people just rushing to do this and that, big so-called success and all that, might make us wonder. I don't know how to see the Lord in this world. It is just concrete jungle, and how do I see the Lord? But the Lord is manifest everywhere. In every atom, He is there. Only when we read the Bhagavatam and meditate on Him every morning, then we can see Him and not be disturbed. They might, I mean, what people talk about or what they talk, it is not, we take everything with a pinch of salt because we know the truth. We're not bewildered by what people say or their judgments. It's so limited because it's based on their mental speculations, based on the three modes. Whereas when we see through the Shastra and in the Parampara and do our rituals, I mean, the sadhana, then we can see things more clearly. So that is why very important to know, like Aditi, then we'll have complete faith even when things are going wrong and we get disturbed. We don't know what to do at that moment. Maybe no senior devotees with whom you can ask. And we may get every minute they will not be there. Of course, nowadays through phone you can always call. Why is this happening? What is it? What should I make of it? Or we always have that association. Thanks to modern technology, we have that association readily available with us all the time. Still, one may not feel shy to ask everything to other people. And that is when, if we are, and or we may be so much in illusion that we may not even consult devotees, our mind itself will torment us and make us think all kinds of funny things, and we may come to wrong conclusions. So that is why very important always to remember the Lord. Otherwise, illusion can bewilder us. Always either we are with Krishna or with Maya. So we have to keep on choosing Krishna. I don't want to think. Even when we are in Maya, we're always thinking of Krishna. In Maya, meaning in the material world, interacting with so many things. But our consciousness must always be fixed in Krishna. Like then, of course, if the Lord is with us, all problems will be solved. Even there are problems, but we take shelter of Krishna, then we can overcome it. That's the only solution. We see all the great people of this universe also rushing to Vishnu only. They don't think that, oh, I'm so intelligent, let me see what I can do. They tried, of course. I mean, Indradev tried to defend his kingdom and all that, but they found that, something is beyond us. And what do? You only go to Krishna. And she did the tapasya to please him. And now she's glorifying him. Glorifying Krishna makes us very happy. It's not just a punishment or a kind of, a rule. You have to glorify the Lord, otherwise, you're finished. It's not like that. Everything is voluntary. Everything is, of course, in the beginning, we may do it as a ritual. We always only recite pure devotees' prayers, which are already there in the Bhagavatam, because we cannot compose perfect understanding. I mean, we cannot describe Krishna in proper understanding. It may be flawed. So we recite other great devotees' prayers to the Lord, but we must feel it, not just ritually, just, recite the slokas. What's the use? Some people recite only Sanskrit without understanding the meaning also. That is no use. We have to actually understand the meaning and keep on telling so that at some stage we'll start thinking about it, feeling it, and experiencing it. The more we meditate, the more we will feel, we will understand. It goes deeper and deeper. That's why the more we chant, the more we understand, more realizations we have. It keeps on progressing, but we should be on the progressive path. That's all. Doesn't matter if we are in the bottom steps or top steps or middle steps, it doesn't matter. As long as we are situated in the path and we're progressive, every day we are doing sincerely whatever Prabhupada said, I will do it with my mind trying to listen. No, not mind trying to listen. I am trying to listen to the holy names and not to my mind. That fight we have to do. And then all progress happens. That is the only way. That's the miracle of coming out of this external energy and going into internal energy. Then you will feel very happy, peaceful wherever we are. Okay, thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this next-gen class. Your classes are always very nice, effective, Mataji. I don't have any question, but I encourage devotees. If you have any question, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this wonderful class. So many small tips we got, regarding the material and spiritual world. Thank you so much. A question I had, Mataji, is that like we need to glorify the Lord, and but like we sing bhajans and all that, but like if we do it silently in our mind, and also the prayers that we say are in our own language, quietly in our mind, which we know the Lord understands since He is transcendental. Is that not enough, Mataji?
I didn't understand. You're saying that instead of singing out loud, if I just sing within myself.
Yeah, I mean, like we have to glorify the Lord. One definitely realizes, all the qualities, and what if we think about it in our mind, and we don't, since
That
He
is
is
more difficult
transcendental,
to happen.
like you said,
That is
He
more
needs.
difficult to do.
No, but like all the time when you're on your own, you don't necessarily talk. You have, unless you're, like for me, it comes naturally if I'm thinking about it, right? So, and since he's transcendental, he has to feel it. Like most important, you said he should feel it, right?
Hmm.
So, I mean, I'm just thinking that since he's transcendental, why do we have to say it loudly?
Oh, like that. No, it doesn't have to be either loud or this thing in your mind. It doesn't matter. Because the Lord can hear. He doesn't even have to. Actually, the Lord doesn't even. We don't even need to talk to the Lord. He knows our heart. He can read everything. And we can, just by seeing the Lord's eyes, we can know what He wants to say, He can convey in our heart. So, but for that, we need a self control. Mind has to be peaceful. Then we can say it in our heart. But normally, when we recite it out loud, because the mind is very disturbed and it's going here and there, so easily it gets distracted. So if you tell loudly, we'll be forced to hear that and our mind will stay focused on that. And that's why.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Ipshita, you want to say something?
It's a very nice, wonderful class. And we got a lot of knowledge from this class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Anybody has any question or comment? Our main Mataji who asked question, Rupini Padma Mataji, she is visiting India. So just 2-3 days back she went to India. She reached there, but now she's getting settled. So yeah, Mataji.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So everybody is a good
Yeah.
listener.
Okay.
Okay, then let's pay ourselves to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha Kalpatarvesha Kripa
कृपा
Sindhu
सिंधु
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय नमस्ते तुलसीदास ठाकुर की जय जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय हर ग्रेस प्रेम पद्मिनी माता जी की जय थैंक यू सो मच हरे कृष्णा
Thank you,
Thank you so
Mataji.
much.
Thank you,
I would like
Mataji.
to
Hare
give an
Krishna,
update
Hare
about our
Krishna.
one of the member Prem Nandini Mataji. She is doing okay now and she went home. She was hospitalized and the symptoms was stroke, but all of your prayers and Krishna's mercy, she is okay now. And the neurosurgeons, all reports are okay now. So thank you so much everybody for praying for her. And Surinder Prabhu especially was messaging me about that. So thank you all of your care and love.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Krishna.
Bol. Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
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 Bol.
Bol.
Bol. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Thank you, Malini Mataji also. Hare
Oh,
Krishna.
no, no, no.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.